Just find the right place in the program, make the appropriate change, and we'll run the whole thing again. Speech is still very complicated. Music is simpler.
Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error. The art of leadership is delegation.
That information is not available. This constitutes all available data.
You know what they say, no good deed goes unpunished.
Hello, good afternoon, how you doing? You okay? Let's just see if we got some audio for a second. Hello? Hello? Yeah, we got audio. So we've been working since, I don't know what time this morning, 6 o'clock, I don't know, 5 o'clock. Just finished now. I've been trying to do a bit on the program, so I've done a bit on it. I thought I would just show you before I go swimming later on. So what I've done is done a bit of work here, so when we load the program it gets the information from the radio instead of just starting from nothing. I've been working on the waterfall and the sprite, so I've been doing a bit on it and I've rearranged a bit of stuff, not much. Anyway, let's just get on with it and I'll show you what we've got so far, shall I? Anyway, let's just, we need to get rid of the graphics, the thumbnail, so we can have a look. Let's launch it. We're not going to run the editor, we're just going to launch it. So I've added an extra bit. There's a bit of a weird thing going on in it now. We've got what they call a time slice. Now that was working okay, but you need to be able to turn it on and off. So anyway, let's just show you what we've got. So what we'll do is unmute the radio and the RF. Let's just turn it up. Just operate it. So we go into the main.
Sierra Delta 9, Whiskey Whiskey Alpha. Sugar Delta 9, Whiskey Whiskey Alpha, CQ.
Let's just change the span.
Mike 0 GTX 5 and 9.
So we've done what we can do with the sprite.
Delta 9, Whiskey Whiskey Alpha, CQ20.
If I turn the RF gain down, it turns into a block. It fades out and grows and all sorts of stuff. Now I have broke the sweep slightly. So you can change the span. It's just to give you a bit of it's 10k. So when we do this sweep, we can turn on the scope. So we've got the scope on, and what happens is it leaves the frequency and does a sweep. Now if I do a time slice, switch the time slice on, it scans while it stays listening to the audio, and you can still hear the audio while it goes and collects some scan for the waterfall. I did break something there, so Let's just come down a bit.
Sugar Delta 9, Whiskey Whiskey Alpha.
So it's actually changing the frequency while it's listening.
Sierra Delta 9, Whiskey Whiskey Alpha.
Obviously that slows it down. If you turn this time slice off, it leaves the channel and sweeps, and then it returns back when the sweep is finished. If you turn this time slice back on, the signal's just dropped a bit there. So it'll take a sample, listen to the frequency, take a sample, and it does it that quick you can hardly tell. As in, it's just a little bit choppy, but it's a way of listening to something while you're gathering waterfall information. Because you can turn it off.
Delta 9, Whiskey Whiskey Alpha. Sugar Delta 9, Whiskey Whiskey Alpha, TQ20.
Turn the scope off as well. And change the span, it clears the waterfall area.
Yeah, what's your call? Whiskey Delta Romeo, what's your call?
So anyway, we've tried to get something out of it from just a signal strength.
TQ20, Sierra Delta 9, Whiskey Whiskey Alpha. 9, Whiskey Whiskey Alpha.
It's building up the waterfall, it's quite slow. Let's just go in a bit further. So if I turn the RF gain fully up, it just turns into a block. And as you turn it down, it's just modulating the width with the signal strength. It's not sampling audio. It's not using anything like a digi-rig or anything. It's just the radio. And it fades, the opacity fades as the signal gets weaker. The stronger the signal, the brighter and the more opaque the signal. So let's try and listen to something else. Oh, music. Who's playing music on the band? That's not very nice of them, is it? Somebody playing silly buggers. Alright, we don't condone that. It's good for a test, but so we can turn down the volume. Oh, we found someone.
Thank you, good luck, Radio Whiskey 1 Florida, QRZ. Tango Alpha 2, Italy Radio. Tango 3, Italy Radio, 519.
So we've got a level here that if we drop it down,
Tango Alpha 3, Italy Radio, 59.
this will start going black. So we've been in a straight jacket really. What we can do with just a bare radio. Let's just alter the volume down a bit. Yeah, so we're on time slice off. We can do the time slice on. which instead of it sampling the frequency and leaving us, can't really tell on this span, it's short anyway. Let's go to 20k. So every time you see the yellow cursor, it means it's gone to get some waterfall info. It leaves the frequency, but if we put the time slice on, it does the clever bit. It samples while it's switching backward to the frequency. You can hear a little bit. It's going off and sampling other bands while you're listening. It's slower. It's nothing like a real 710 or SDR radio, but it's just, if you're listening while you're working, you can gather some info. So it's time slicing, so it's switching to the place it needs to take a sample, and switches back as a listen, then switches back to the next one, takes a sample, switches back as a listen, listens to the frequency that you've started with. So you can listen to QSO while you're building up your background. Now it's slow at building the background up. Obviously I'll turn the time slice off. Speeds the background up. And also I'm waiting 7 seconds to do the next one. And what I've got to do is get it to go straight away. Don't wait, because it should be continuous. Then I'm thinking of when it gets to the right hand side, just go backwards. So it's sweeping backward and forward, backward and forward. Honestly, as it does its sweep, you lose the audio without the time slice on. But if you want to switch it on, it's got to have to keep sending more packets of data. Your frames per second's down to 20. Turn the time slice off. You're back up. So your frames per second are still going, but I'm just not updating the value while I'm time slicing. So we've got a lot of work to do, but anyway, we've got getting something out of it unusual. Well, so turn the scope off. Let's go back into a span. Right, let's have a scan around, see if we can find anything else. Oh, a lot of noise. If I switch the antenna out, it fades out to nothing. Switch it back in again. So I've got some jamming going on by the looks of it. Anyway, that's that progress. So what's the other progress? So when we start the program, hello, welcome at N1. RIP. N1 rest in peace. Oh my god. I bet that's your initials, isn't it? It's gotta be. Well, that's you just giving it. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing some experimental stuff here, and all we've got is an 891 and a USB cable and a Windows desktop. So that's all we've got. Oh, we can mute stuff. So when we open the program now, whatever this is set to, so if I set it there and close it, and if I launch the program again, it adopts these values now. So none of that starting up in the wrong fashion, and you're in boot up mode, so you can then, what this will do is time out to the waterfall mode, change your span. This opacity fades out, becomes more opaque with a stronger signal. So see if we can find anyone. We can do it off the radio or down here, or we can just switch like this. I'll try and find someone. So if we turn the RF gain off, you get this thing going on. So there's a bit of hysteresis going on with it. What an awesome tool, yeah. Yeah, we're trying. So we're making it from scratch. So we've got time slice as well, if you wanted to do this. The band scope, the sweep, just goes across. I think I'm going to get it to go across and back and forth. Or what I wanted to do was to sweep from here to there, to there, to there, and open out slowly as it gathers more info. So let's find somebody. Let's see if there's anyone up here. There was a few up at this neck of the woods earlier on. I've gone out of band, I think. Let's find somebody. Not so easy to find someone. A lot of noise. Let's see if there's anyone on 40 meters. Bands are a bit dead today on there. For my area anyway. What about this one? Nah, nothing. What about somewhere like this? Five, 7. Right, let's do a bit of a sweep. Yeah, there's nobody around, is there? Let's just make sure. No, we're okay.
Bye bye, One Sugar Radio 230 QRZ. Delta.
put time slice on. Let's have a go. Hey, welcome to the stream. This is actually staying on the frequency and sampling at the same time. It's having to send a lot of data back and forth. The radio is switching from the frequency. Scanning while you can still hear him. It's switching away and back again that quick. Taking a sample, going back, and playing the so you can carry on listening while filling in your waterfall. Yeah, so it's just building up the waterfall. I can just about see it. It's quite slow, it's doing a pixel line at a time. I have to turn off the time slice. Turn that off. When it sweeps, it'll leave him. It'll cut him off for a second. But I've got it. It's waiting to 7 seconds before it does another one. So I need it to get to the end and then either reverse and go to the other end like a Night Rider sweep, or start again.
Okay, from Brighton 100%. Location is 20 kilometers of Como and 20 kilometers north from Milan. My city name is Turate, Tango Romeo, Alpha Tango Echo. In this moment you are 3x4, 3x3, 3x3.
You can alter the
please give me your operator.
You can alter the level. And this will become lighter. It fades away in opacity. Yeah.
Okay, Steve, 100% Steve. And the QRP station.
He's only weak on the.
Blue sky and the very sun and the micro. Steve, my ready is icon 756 first series using a vertical. Phone is a Sierra Mike 20 and I'm using 8-0 whiskey this moment.
Heat Zero whiskies on. Oh, that's illegal, isn't it? Anyway. So I've put this time slice on. Obviously slows it down, but it brings the frequency back. That was the idea. Is it gone? Oh, it's probably propagated it right out.
Okay, Steve, very condition, no problem. Your very beautiful condition from the QRP station in this moment at 3 to 24. Steve, many thanks for the written question. 73 for you and your family. Sporting best master in the MDX in the log 11. One sugar radio 230, 26 kilo papa 4.
There's weak.
Many thanks, bye-bye.
Let's see if there's anyone on 14. This antenna's tuned better for this. You can hear the noise level come up there. Look. So we've got to find someone. What was one of the largest blocks to overcome thus far during development? I don't know. Nothing really. Nothing. I always knew we weren't going to get an FT710 waterfall out of it because the radio just is not an SDR radio. So it was always going to be a compromise, but yeah, it was always going to be a compromise. I'll just mute that a minute. Let's welcome Quantum SDR. Yeah, so it's just experimental. It's experimental, just to push the bounds. Let's see what we can do. Luckily, I've not paid much attention to other software, so I'm not constrained about what can be done and what can't be done. Like it's experimental. So I do experimental stuff with it, basically. I'll try anything. You know, so far there's no digi-rig on this. There's just, all we've got is the radio and a USB lead and a Windows desktop. That's it. So I've got Morse code decoding. It works sometimes depending on how good the signal strength is. We've got loads to do. We've got to swap over the VFO A and B. We can change the watts. We can just go down here and change the watts. Let's change it there. We can change the mode here. We can force lower sideband onto this mode. So we're overwriting the radio with the EX command. And we can go to low, and we can, my radio shows LSB, but we can go USB now, even if we want to force it. Yeah, this is incredible. It's just incremental work, and we've got the display, so you can alter the display like that. Go anywhere you want, really. Yeah, go wherever you want. You can go onto a scope scan. Basically, you can scan the 40 meters looking for stations, and it'll fill out this list here till it gets to the. What I've got to do is incorporate the RSGB what do you call it? God, I'm here. What's it called? The band plan, RSGB band plan. There are formats out there already that somebody's already created, so if we use the same format, we can just import them in. It's just not that back down to 5 watts again. So you go down this list and you try and find about it, the frequencies. Band is not brilliant today. My aerial's a bit rubbish. I need to put a better aerial up. Well, I've shown this bit off before. Yeah, it's not very good. You've got a threshold here, so you can lower your threshold. If you want to go on where your aerial's not resonant, you can lower the threshold. And anything over the threshold, it'll store in the list. And it's up to you to have a look to see if there's anyone there. Hi Andy, how you doing, mate? I hope you're alright. We're doing a bit this morning since 5 o'clock. Me and Gemini, backward and forward, backward and forward. I've been telling it what I want from it, backward and forward, for hours. Anyway, let's get back to. You got a Morse code decoder there. It's not very good. Let's give it a go. Let's see if we can find some Morse code. See if we can find some Morse code. Oh, I've got this, Andy, got this weird waterfall thing happening now. We've got a waterfall building up if we switch the scope on. I've broken the scope because it's not pulling the trail behind, but don't worry about that. It's drawing this waterfall. You've got your level here. So it fades that out. Let's see if we can find. Let's listen in. Oh, there's one. Turn the scope off. I never know where they are. They all seem to be between a channel. The interface is gorgeous, yeah. We'll try to. I don't want a Windows form. I want the radio's nice looking, so I don't want a form. You can get there's tools out there that does everything this does. Well, all the basics, but it's in a form shape. So you know, I want to look at the radio, not a form. So if it looks like the radio, I'm less likely to go back to the radio. You know, unless I'm taking it mobile. So, what happened to that Morse? He was there a minute ago. What happened to that Morse? Regular Windows forms are super ugly. Yeah, I agree, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's some people done some great work out there, but I've constrained it to this radio. Now they say, oh, it's too small, but this on a 1080p monitor, which is here, this radio is twice the width of the real radio and twice the height. So, you know what I mean? It's not actually small, but if you're trying to look at it off your mobile phone, but you won't be able to run it off your mobile phone, you can only watch a video off it. You'll need to run it off a Windows laptop or PC. Let's see if we can tune this in better. Where's he gone? Why is that going? Is it because am I in narrow band? No? Now I'm in narrow. So I've got to put the narrow, but where's he's gone? It's weird. Let's come out of narrow. Yeah, I can only find them where I'm in SSB for some reason. Yeah, I mean, you can, you know, this will work as well on a FT710. When it boots up, it identifies the radio, but it's designed for an 891, so, but it will work off. It's got similar cat commands to a 710, or almost identical. I haven't tried it yet, but I've got no reason to try it because the 710 does all and more anyway. But I've tried to base it off a 710 to bring it up to scratch. It's 8 years old radio, and some of the menus are a bit convoluted. You can work it eventually. You can work it. But if you're going to be doing logging, chances are you're going to have your laptop with you if you're going portable anyway. So I was just going to try the Morse out, but I can't actually find the Morse. I can't actually find any good Morse on here. Let's try. I think the weight size. I think it's the weight size. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Morse, setting up Morse. Yeah, I can never find the Morse on here. I'm just listening to it, and the signals are so weak, it's fades in and out by the time you try to find it. So no matter, put this time slice ability in there. Tell you what, let's just find, I don't know, where can we go to find someone for testing? You can never struggle with HF. It's either dead or there's not, you know, I can't, don't know. In order to do a test, it's difficult. So you could just go try and see if there's anybody local on a CB or something, just to get a signal out of it. You know, it's probably here swearing now. Yeah. Oh, there was someone. Yeah, so, and then you want to alter your squelch. So at the minute, this is not switching to squelch; it's staying on RF gain, which is no use to you. So when I'm in FM mode, I've got to tell the system to start issuing. We are at a radio blackout at the moment. Yeah, it's difficult to do testing. I almost want like a commercial radio station or something. Do you know where there's a commercial radio station we can listen to? Just so we can see. Yeah, I just need a commercial radio station. There's a Frenchman on there. Yeah, you almost want some dummy data, yeah. See, it's not resonant on this frequency. Although this should be resonant on here. I've put the tuner on. These noise blankers and DNR aren't even on at the minute. I don't think they are. Let me have a look. Right. Nah. No, they're not on, so you'd hear them. So I've got to do a load of work on here yet. Got to do a load of work on this noise filters yet. Got all this space empty here. I was going to show you some more, but yeah, there's loads of work got to be done on that as well. So this is, it's not scanning at the minute, so it's not showing you. Scope's off. It's not the best test on there when it's not resonant. You can't. It's difficult to do a test when there's nobody there. I can go up to 70 something. I think you can go up to 70, can't you? No? So if you go 70. No, radio doesn't like it. Oh no, sorry, it doesn't go 70. That's my FT710. This one only goes to 6 meters, and it's not resonant on there anyway. So is there any commercial stations we can go to? What's that noise? Let's turn that tuner off. The tuner's clicking away, following it. Let's turn that off. Just after finding anything to bring up a signal. Oh, we're back up to there again. Anyway, so it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? There's nothing to listen to. Let's try the scope. It's just a load of noise. What a shame. I had someone on earlier. So there's nothing there, I don't think. No, there's nothing around. Oh. Just a lot of white noise there. Can't do a demo. What I can do though is go on to, let's go on to a band. Right, I can go onto a band like that, say 164,500. I can switch the antenna over to the FT710, and I can turn the audio down, mute the audio, get onto the same frequency. Actually, let's get up out the way. Let's make sure there's nobody on here. Look at that, there's someone on there. Right, let's just find. Yeah, I've got someone on a 7. 5, 6. Let's just go up a little bit. And halfway in a channel. I'll put my radio on. I'm on 5 watts. So 14276 14276 500 on the FT891. Oh, hang on, 7. Haven't gone up enough. 6500. Right, remember to change the antenna before I start transmitting. Okay, so there we are. So I'll just mute that one. 14276 500. We're on the same thing. Swap the antenna over. Grab the Yaesu FT710, and I'll just talk. G7UIV test only. So we're on that span. There's a 50 span. G7UIV test only. G7UIV test only. You are slowly coming back looking at it. Coming back looking at it. What am I on? USB, yeah. Golf 7, uniform, India Victor. Test only, test only. Yeah, so anyway, it's just what you got. So I'm thinking of moving this level away from here. Maybe put it over here somewhere. Get the tune and all this lot. There's loads of rigging up to do. Loads of rigging to do. But yeah, thought I'd give you a look at this. But the waterfall's not showing up very good at the minute because there's nothing to listen to. It's just dead. Tell you what I'll do. If I mute the volume, I'll just put the scope on. Actually, let's go back to this one. There's one that's almost 7 seconds. I need to get to start again. But it starts drawing underneath the white line, which I've got to get to start drawing just under the white line. So it draws 2 pixels, 2 rows before you even see it. And it just builds it up as it's going. It's obviously the narrower you go. What I've got to do is get to, when it's finished, just keep continuous. You can do a 1 shot. I can turn the scope off and do a 1 shot. That's probably better, just to keep clicking a 1 shot. Just to get some graphics up. You can alter the level down so you can keep doing the 1 shots. So you have to do 2 lines before you even see it. I've got to just lower it down a bit. You don't see it clicking, I'm just doing that to speed it up. So the speed setting here, we've got to tie this in with it somehow. So in order to cheat a little bit, when we go to the fast 3, it might skip a line. It might skip a line. So you've got to stop there as well. So anyway, because there's no signal there, you're just going to see a line going across. You're just going to see nothing, because there needs to be a signal there. In fact, if I switch back to my radio, but I haven't got anything with the low enough, I'd have to hold it in, hold the mic in. Don't really want to do that. Let's do it. Let's just do it. So I've got to switch. There's someone on there now. Hang on. There's someone on there. There's someone on there now. So I'll carry on. Put the scope on. I need to sort that scope so it's continuous without waiting. It's doing it every 7 seconds at the minute. Just need to make it do it, just keep on going. Oh, it's gone quiet now, nobody answered him. Oh, hang on. Let's stop the scope. 7.6 it was on, wasn't it? Oh no. 7. There he is. Yeah. So if I just keep doing that, you've got scope with a time slice. The time slice will keep listening to him while it samples. It slows it down because I have to switch. So it's scanning while listening to him now. It's switching him in and out that quick, you can hardly tell. So you can build a waterfall up while you're listening to a QSL if you want. Turn it off if you don't want to. And if you turn the time slice off, it's quicker, but then it doesn't watch the channel, so you can only get him when it's not scanning. As soon as I turn it on to scan continuously, you never get him. But if you want to build up your waterfall while you listen to QSL, you have to stick that on. It doesn't actually show you on here switching back, but on the radio it does. I think I need to extend these as well to the edge. Maybe, or bring that over, line this up. Turn the scope off. So it won't update, so it should be waterfall really. Because this is not the waterfall, this is just the active graphic. So you can make it wider, and if you go further in, it gets wider. And if you go out, it gets smaller, till someone talks. see if we can find anyone.
Victor Echo 6, Whiskey Delta Zulu, Foxtrot 5, Papa Yankee India, calling.
But it goes, opacity changes as the signal gets weaker. The signal gets stronger, the opacity goes opaque in the colours. Like if I suddenly raise this, you get that. That's the RF gain fully up. And it's just open now. And if you turn the aerial, switch the aerial out, switched over to the other radio, you get nothing. Switch the aerial back. It's just so you got representation of all that's going off is a signal strength. It's growing and shrinking and widening, going taller and becoming more opaque with the strength of the signal. So if I replace the signal strength with the RF gain, that's what you get. So if I go down, there's some hysteresis to it. It remembers the last few signal strengths. It alters it, but as that signal stays the same over the 3, it changes into a block until noise starts to come into it, which affects the signal strength. That's fully down. But half the problem is the noise. Listening to it, it's not good for the ears. Not good for your hearing over long term. White noise, it's not good. So, but the problem we've got is the noise blanket on these things. So you've got noise blanket. That's on now. It's on a 5. Noise blanket's hardly doing anything. Now your digital noise reduction. DNR sounds like a waterfall. That's fully up. 15. I'm doing this off the radio at the minute. There's 1. So I leave it on 1. It just sound weird. I've lost them now. So take your digital noise reduction off. Just get static. So, what can you do about the noise? I don't know what else you can do about the noise. Narrow, you can narrow band it. Change the narrow. It's not much good for USB, but maybe. Put the noise blanker on. That's fully up to 10. It's not making any difference. So, don't know what else you can do. Turn the IPO. It's opposite on this. You switch it, highlight it, it takes it off. And then you've got your gain, AGC. That went louder then. Auto. So it actually went, when it's on, there's more signal coming in. When it's off, it's noisier. which is weird. Anyway, so he got noise issues. What can you do about noise? I don't know. If the radio doesn't do it, what else can you do? Don't know. Try and turn it into digital, like the ASP on the FT891S Turn it into digital. Somehow sample it. There's the microphone's picking up on it. It does the Morse. So let's go find some Morse. It's running Morse around. No, it's just real crap. Yeah. What was that? FT8. Need to find it with a USB on. I've got narrowband now. If I go in here, alright, switch the narrowband on. That's not it. There we go. Good luck on finding some Morse now. Oh, here we go. This is where I go wrong. I lose it. The audio's gone now, look, when you... I don't know where they are. Does it matter where they are? It's sampling it through the microphone. Need a strong signal. Dropping in and out, that's the problem. You'd think they're there, but like it nullifies it when you get on. Come up with a load of ease. That's just a load of noise. Can't find any. Where else do you go? Down here? John! Welcome, John. How you doing? You okay? It's Sunday today. I'm due to go swimming in a bit. Are you okay? What you got there? Let's have a look. Dave, I need you to write some software that packs all of my belongings and moves for me. Hello. Yeah. Talking about packing, I had to pack 2 nibbles into a bite and then unpack it at the other end of the transmission. Yeah, so if you've got 2 hex values and you've only got a byte left to transfer it, you've got to have turn them into a nibble, which is 4 bits, and you've got the 4 leading bits and 4 trailing bits of a byte. So you have to pack them into a byte and then unpack them at the other end. Now you can't tell the byte at the other end to unpack it in the byte, but what you can do is when you send the packet, you tell it which kind of packet it's being picked up, and it just goes ahead and tries to unpack it, and it'll have to do some tests to make sure that the data is still valid when it's unpacked. So yeah, I've done that before. Basically, I've sent 14 bytes of packet protocol. The first 3 bytes, the first byte is the from ID, the second byte is the send ID, and the third byte is the type of packet you're sending. So it knows how to encode it and how to decode it at the other end. And it also has a 15th bit on the end that gets sent, which is a checksum. Checksum for the whole 14 bytes is calculated, and the 15th bit is a checksum. So you send it along with the 15th bit. It then takes the 14 bits or bytes out of it. Sorry, takes the 14th bytes out and takes the 15th bit and compares the 15th bit that it was sent, which is the last bit to be sent. Not when I say bit, byte, I mean data byte. It's in a stream, serial. So it's the last one to be sent. What that does, it compares the one you sent it with the one it calculates from the data payload, or all the rest of the bytes. And if they don't match, it has to disregard the packet. Takes it as not right. So yeah. Anyway, I did all that on my protocol. It's pretty good, but that's just a static length protocol, or packet length, 14 bytes plus a check byte. Yeah, it sounds complicated, but that's not complicated. A lot of people send a variable length packet. So based on the header or the from and to and the packet type, they send a variable length. So instead of you checking to see if you received your 14 bytes plus a check bit, you've got to look at the header and look at the type of packet you've sent. Then that tells you how many bytes to expect, and you chop it up into bits. So you can get a packet sniffer and you can sniff the bytes. Now you can turn them straight into data, but if you don't know how it's being packed at the one end and how it's been unpacked at the other, you'll get a byte and it won't mean anything to you. It'll just be two values are in that byte, or it could be more, it could be bits. I even send bits. I send date, time. No, it's I send across in bits to see whether a time zone, quarter hour, do by quarter hour. If you get a bit in that byte, it represents quarter an hour. So for the whole day you can send, or the whole week, you can send just so many bytes of data that each byte contains a bit that tells you whether that quarter of an hour is on or off or not. So you can basically do multiple time zones on and off. It does sound complicated. But not as complicated as if you try to send a variable packet payload. It's not that bad, but you've just got to look at the thing and then translate it. Wouldn't be too bad, but I kept it simple. And because I kept it simple, it was designed to work across an RS485 network, which is slow baud rate, and only half duplex as well. Once you get onto faster stuff like TCP IP socket or a UDP socket, or sending data through a light beam or a single, a laser beam, transmit, receive, you can explode the speed exponentially. And because you're not sending loads of data, it's slower. You got more handshakes going on, but the chances are, if you've got noise in the system, or your cables are running next to mains, the chances are your shorter byte will get through, whereas a longer one will fail. And if you've got too many long data payloads trying to send through, what'll happen is it'll try to send the whole payload. It'll get near the end, it'll receive a bit of noise, then the checksums won't marry up, and you'll have to abandon it and resend it. So you get into a cyclic where your system's clogged up with it constantly trying to send the same payload over and over again. Anyway, so if you keep it short, it's great and fast and reliable, but if you wanted to start sending like audio data or video data, then your payload needs to get bigger. So anyway, thought I'd share that one. So basically this is a similar thing. The cat control, they have got varying sized packets, as you see in the cat command. Some of the information packets are fully packed out with bytes. Some of the smaller stuff has got less bytes being sent received. They're doing it by looking for a semicolon, basically. You don't have to look for a semicolon. If you had a header like the from ID and the to IDs, in case you want to address multiple RS485 systems, multiple devices, you can talk directly to the device instead of just backward and forward to a single device. But on this one, we're talking from the software straight through to the radio back, so it doesn't need an ID. So the only thing it has is the characters of the cat command are telling it what to expect as a payload. Basically, they read the first two characters, and that's your telling you what kind of cat command it is. You switch it out based on your payload. Anyway, right. Anyway, I've got to leave it there because I've got to get ready for swimming, and I've got to do some other stuff. So, oh well. Right, so we've got. I'll give you a quick overview before I go. So we've done this wobbly bit that maxes out. It's got a bit of hysteresis on it, so when it goes from that to nothing, it fades in and out, as in the opacity. So if your signal drops altogether, if I switch the antenna off, it just fades to nothing, like a gas flame. Anyway, so I thought I'd show you all that one. Anyway, needs must. I've got to get on with something. Got to go swimming. Got to put your health first. So I'm going to say 73. And thanks for watching. And I'll catch you all on the next one. And let's get the thumbnail back up. Close this program down. Alright then. You know what's coming now, that horrible music again. So I'll catch you on the next one. Oop, when I've just done that. Bye for now. Catch you all later. See ya.
Just find the right place in the program, make the appropriate change, and we'll run the whole thing again.
Speech is still very complicated. Music is simpler. Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error. The art of leadership is delegation.
That information is not available. This constitutes all available data.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.